Deep floor vocabulary. Deep floor vocabulary is the longest and most demanding study in the Horton Technique. It should only be taught to advanced dancers trained in this technique. Dancers must be fully warmed up before working on this study. The viewer's attention is immediately drawn to the power of the first upbeat. This power is then released into a sliding descent onto the knee. Here, Horton incorporates some of the basic vocabulary from the warm-up: laterals, flatbacks, and flat-back backbends, but he has the dancers perform these movements on the knee, which increases the difficulty. Horton's use of 3 planes helps develop facility and strength in the dancer's technique. It also enriches the choreographic composition of the study. This phrase of movement is designed to train the muscles surrounding the hip joint and to extend the dancer's range of motion. The path of the action that the hip takes is different on the way down to the floor than it is on the way up. The count begins in 4 beats, diminishes to 2 beats, then to 1 beat as the phrase is repeated 2 more times.
Change the one count. 6 count.
The whole phrase is repeated to the other side. Horton uses 8 different transitions throughout this study, which continue to increase in difficulty and complexity. This phrase is called the kneeling stag. Horton again uses the device of diminishing counts for increasing dramatic tension as well as developing tension. This transition begins with a half turn on the knee. The kneeling stag phrase is repeated to the other side. The next transition adds 2 full torso circles on the floor and ends standing in natural second facing upstage. This is followed immediately by transition 6, the spiral descent. It should be performed with a flowing quality and end with a strong accent on the last beat. The dancers perform this movement phrase twice, the first time using an arched back, the second time with a flat back backbend, which increases the stretch of the quadricep muscles. Transition 7 incorporates coccyx spin to repeat the phrase to the other side. Transition 8 embellishes the coccyx spin with a full spin and an unexpected roll.
Left. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
This split section illustrates Horton's anatomical awareness. Because he provided momentum and movement behind the stretch, it automatically increases the range of motion for the dancers.
Back.
The dancer should be aware of the correct placement of the hip, which must be directly over the knee joint. The pelvis presses in a direct line toward the heel of the open foot. It then makes a half circle toward the upstage wall to place the buttocks on the floor. In lifting, the pelvis then moves in a diagonal line to the heel of the open foot. On the fourth bar, the pelvis returns in a direct line to the starting position. The oppositional pull of the torso in the lateral stretch enables the dancers to gently place first the instep and then the shin on the floor with control and beauty. The coccyx spin can be used as a simple transition from one triangle position to another. Even beginning students find the coccyx spin very satisfying and easy to perform. The legs should open as wide as possible, remaining close to but not touching the floor. The momentum for the spin comes from the coordinated action of the legs swinging into coccyx balance position as the hands push off the floor and reach to middle parallel.